things, but you have a son that you can't deal with, you need help. And when a parent needs help and that person step up, oh, don't do that to him, don't talk that to him, just leave him alone, just leave him alone. That's why he running up on you like that.
But then why is she dating that man anyway? Whoever she's dating, is she dating him because of his car, of his job, of his looks? So he might not be the real model that needs to be for that boy anyway.
Nope. 9 out of 10, he came from a dysfunctional
Or
family.
Or is it tax season? Is it that he don't have no? A lot of these dudes are dating because they homeless. So we got to think about that. Why is she even dating this person? How did they hook up? And it might be the wrong person to bring in a home with your child.
And a lot of times it is. And most women that I knew, they wouldn't bring men into their home over their children. You can date me, come visit, but the kids, we all can laugh and talk together. You don't come over and isolate yourself and don't, isolate yourself so you don't have no communication, no relationship with this boy. And now this boy is 15 years old, and he's just like a time bomb.
Right. So let me give you a little bit from a man's perspective, a boy perspective. When I was a boy, my mother found a great relationship. She found a man who was good to her.
That's right.
He was not good for me and my brother. Even though he was a man and he could have taught us to be a man, the fit wasn't right for me and my brother.
Right.
So even though she's happy in this relationship, I'm not happy.
Right.
I'm putting his clothes outside. I'm throwing his keys outside at nighttime. I want him to leave.
Right.
I'm angry. I'm bitter. Like, why is he here?
Right.
So that there's the scale has to be balanced. Even though she may be happy, he's a provider. Oh, he has his own business. And
right.
No, but me and my brother don't like him.
Right.
So the one thing about
was he
little
supportive of you guys? Did you guys have any kind of relationship?
Yes, he was supportive. He wanted us to come home and clean the yard, and then come in the house and do our homework, and then clean the house and go to bed. He wanted to teach us structure. He wanted to teach us discipline that I appreciate now. I now appreciate, but in the 4th and 5th grade, man, this dude is in the way. This dude is in the way, and if there's any way possible, we need to get him up out of here because we don't need her liking him. So the anger and bitterness comes because I'm mad at mama. Like, well, why you ain't with my daddy? Why you didn't make things work with my daddy? I want my daddy in the home. So women have to think about that. That these little boys is looking at your new man and your new relationship. Like if he say something, me and the homies gonna get him.
And even just the boy might raise up to say, I can get him by myself. Right. There's so much anger and hostility and stuff built up in there. So what John always say, it's like a Coke bottle. You just keep shaking up. And when that top come off, it explodes.
Yeah, my homeboy Wack killed his stepfather. Yeah, he did a juvenile life on it.
I know quite a few of them. A lot of guys that grew up with me, the common tendency was their fathers were abusive, or they didn't have stepfathers, and they didn't, they rebelled. You rebel. Like the first time I got a whooping with an extension cord in the 6th grade, the first time I ditched. Because of that whooping with that extension cord, I never went back to school again to this day.
Oh, I got a whooping with an extension cord a gang of times. I lost count.
So sometimes you can spare the whip. That's why I've never touched none of my kids, because I didn't like it. So sometimes kids act different from different ways. It'll be easier to talk to me as opposed to putting your hands on me. Well, I never liked it being touched.
My mother didn't know how to talk. She knew how to talk, but my mother was so holy and sanctified. Our teaching was biblical, But she believed in whooping, and my mother believed in talking. She'll tell you, go do something, and that's it. My mother never screamed at us and hollered, because if you didn't get up and do it, she'll just let it sit there. And next thing you know, you feel something coming across your head, or something, or something thrown at you. My mother wasn't the type how you be like, did I tell you to sit down? My mother never did that to us. It was either go do this, go do that, and leave it alone. She didn't say nothing else. You can wash the dishes before you go to bed. You go get in the bed and then wash the dishes. You can be sound asleep. My mother will pull the cover back from you and start beating you with a stick, a extension cord, or a switch. My mother, we grew up getting whoopings, and I don't hold that against my mother.
We got beatings.
Yeah, we got beatings. I had so many used on me, where they bend the extension cord. Well, me.
Because I never did nothing.
Well, I was
Nah,
something
my
else.
mother
I was
never
something
touched
else.
me.
Nah, we got beat.
We got beat.
We begged for them Hot Wheel tracks, them Hot Wheel
To
tracks.
get thrown away.
And
Them
so
old
we begged for the Hot Wheel tracks, so we playing with Hot Wheel tracks, and every time she got mad,
She
she
pick
take
up
them
one of them
and
Hot
she beat
Wheels.
us with
I
them.
never took a quarter out of my mother's purse. And actually, talking about violence at the age of 15, I heard my mama crying one night. And I had a gun on me at 15. And I caught my father in the hallway. And I put a gun right up under his heart. And told him, if I ever hear my mother crying like that, and she can attest to this, because she never realized why he quit hitting her when I was 15, so that was in 72. And I called my father, I heard my mama crying and screaming, and she's light-skinned, she a model. And it just was hand on skin. And I called my father, put the gun up under his chest, right up under his heart, and I told him, if I ever hear my mother cry like that again, I'm going to have to use this. And I went back in that room, and I guess he respected it. He never touched my mother again.
That's
or
what he
my
needed.
sister. But I don't like it when somebody's making my mother cry.
No,
I
I
didn't
don't
like that, even to this day.
I don't
I take it personal.
Yeah, I don't like, because now as women, we get older, we're going to hurry up and wrap it up in a minute.